listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned, as always, to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Good day, my dear students at home. I am Abbas Shehu by name. I'm here once more to take you on the subject commerce. In our last previous lessons, we have been talking about forms of businesses, and we concluded in our last lesson. Today, we are going to take a look at a new topic entirely, and the topic is known as advertising. These are what we intend to cover as far as this class is concerned. The first one is we will look at meaning of advertising, basic concepts of advertising, role of advertising, types of advertising, and the last one, method of advertising. Now let's look at what we mean by advertising. What do you understand by advertising? Advertising can be defined as the art of informing the public about goods and services in order to persuade them to buy. You have a product, you have a service, you want people to buy. You inform them, persuade them in order to come and buy. By the time you are doing that, what you are doing is what we refer to as advertising. It is defined as the process of informing, educating, and persuading potential buyers. You are trying to do three different things. One, you are informing them about what you are selling, educating them, and at the same time persuading them to buy what you are selling, be it goods or service. It is also a branch of commerce. Advertising is a branch of commerce used in the creation of what we call awareness. You create awareness pertaining your goods or service for the purpose of consumers to know what you are selling, to know where they can get what you are selling, and at the same time buy what you are selling. The more you inform the public, the more they become aware of what you are selling, and the more you are likely to sell what you are selling, and the more profit you are going to make. Now, having seen what we mean by advertising, the next thing we are going to look at is basic concepts of advertising. There are some certain basic concepts that we need to know whenever we are dealing or talking about advertising. The first one is what you call theme. This is the essential message that the seller of a given product is telling his buyers, his intended buyers, his will-be buyers. What does the message contain? What are you talking about when you are telling them about what you are selling? What does the message contain? What the message contains is what we refer to as the theme. Then we have the target. Who are those that you are targeting that will buy your goods? Who are those that you have in mind that you are telling them about what you are selling? They become your target. Then we have the medium, which means of advertising. Are you passing your message? Are you using radio? Are you using television, newspaper, so on and so forth? Then we have the frequency. This is talking about the number of times. Number of times you are passing the message. If, for example, it is in the radio, how many times are they going to advertise what you are advertising? Is it going to be 10 times? 5 times? How many times? That refers to what you call frequency. And the last but not the least is the reach. Is the reach. What is the size of your target audience? What's the number of people you are intending to reach? Are they 100, 500, 1,000? That refers to what you call the reach. Now, having talked about the basic concepts of advertising, the next thing we are going to look at is what you call role of advertising. By role here, we mean importance of advertising. What role does advertising play in terms of business, in terms of buying and selling? The first one is, it is used as a means of introducing new products. When new products are brought into the market, customers or people are not aware of those products, it's very important that you use advertising in order to introduce the goods to the public. The goods will now become aware of the goods you are introducing. And from there, buy. The second one is persuading. You persuade. Advertising plays the role of persuading customers to buy. If you have, for example, if you have made goods that are newly brought to the market, and these goods are not bought by customers, by consumers, you are doing nothing. So you need to persuade them in order for them to buy. For persuade them to make them know that what you are selling them is good and is worth buying. Then the other one is creating demand. Creating demand. There are people who may know about what you are selling, but may not be willing to buy. But by trying to advertise, you are making them to buy, sometimes even unconsciously. They buy unconsciously. They may not have the intention of buying, but through your advertising, they just buy unconsciously. So that's what you mean by creating demand. Another point is educating the public on the uses of the product. Products are made public, and their uses also made public. You inform the public, you educate them. What are the uses? Or what is the use of the product, so that for them to know and buy. Another important point is developing large markets. They say if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will know. Nobody will blow it for you. So by the time you are blowing your trumpet, you are telling people what you are selling constantly. By so doing, we expect them to buy and continue buying. And the more they are buying, the more you are creating or developing large markets for your goods. The next point is creating brand loyalty. By constant advertising your product, by constantly reminding your potential buyers of your product, some people will give you a complete loyalty. Will give a complete loyalty to your product, to the extent that if they don't see your product, they don't buy any other product. Why? Because of the way you are advertising. Maybe the way you made your advertisement. the song, the color, the people involved in the advertising. You will make them to love the product and become loyal to the product. Then the next one is helping in improving the quality of goods and services. Those that are advertising their goods, because they have already made a standard, they always carry on researches to either maintain the quality of the product or increase the quality of the product, because they know any fall in standards will lead to people searching for alternatives, thereby leading to reduction in terms of their sales or volume of sales. Another one is increasing a firm's turnover. The more, like we have said earlier on, the more you sell, the more you make profit. You may be making a small profit, but the rate of your sales will definitely shoot. And by the time it goes up, it means that more profit will be coming. And that's what we mean by increasing a firm's turnover. The last but not the least is promoting the image of the firm. You are promoting the image of the firm by making people to know about the firm continuously, repeatedly. That's talking about the role. Now we go to the next, which is types of advertising. And we are going to talk about 4 different types of advertising. Number 1 is known as informative advertising. I repeat again, informative advertising. From the name, you should know that it is the type of advertising that talks about giving out information to the public about your goods or service. You are informing the public, telling them about what you are selling, what makes, or the content of what you are selling, giving them information for them to know what you are calling them to buy. This type of advertising is called informative advertising. Then we have the second one known as persuasive. In this type of advertising, you try to persuade your potential buyers. And it's normally or usually emotional. You sound emotional in order to make them have a kind of pity for you to buy what you are selling. You try to persuade them. And this is mostly done when there are goods that are having close substitutes. Because if you don't persuade them to buy your own, they will definitely go and buy the one produced by the other person. Then we have what is known as competitive advertising. This type of advertising is usually done where there are many sellers of similar products. There are many sellers competing, many sellers, each competing to get the patronage of potential buyers. So everyone that's coming to advertise will try to advertise in order to outsmart the other competitor. He is trying to tell you that yes, this product or brand of product I'm selling is the best. If it is a bread, they will tell you that this bread ABC is the best. If you eat this bread, you will be better off than eating any other bread. By so doing, he's telling you that there are other breads, but come and buy my own bread. We call this type of advertising competitive advertising. Then the last but not the least is what we call mass and specific advertising. This is where producers of different goods or services come together as one in order to advertise as a whole. For example, we have bakers producing different types of breads. Now, instead of each of them to advertise singly or individually, they come together and advertise that, oh, bread is good for you, buy bread is good for you. This is what you call mass or specific advertising. And we now go to method of advertising, and there are two of them: direct advertising and indirect advertising. Direct is where a particular section or segment of the society is targeted. For example, the youth, women. What you are selling is just used by mostly youth. So you are targeting youth in terms of your advertising, or women, or children, or a particular section like education. Then we have the next one, which is talking about indirect advertising. This is talking about where the goods you are advertising or service is generally used by everybody. So you target everybody, you're not targeting a particular section or group. And that's just about the method of advertising. The next one is summary. And I'm going to leave here, as usual. My colleague, Madam Zainab Abdul Karim, is coming over to give you a summary of what we have just said. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe. Coronavirus is real. Thank you very much.
Hello, students. Thank you, Mala Abbas, for discussing advertising in commerce. Now, I want to summarize advertising from what Mala Abbas has taught us. 1. He stated the meaning of advertising as creating awareness of goods and services to the people. Also, he said advertising is educating and giving information about available goods. He also said advertising is a branch in commerce. Then he went on to state the basic concept of advertising. Theme. He said theme is the message you want to communicate. Target, the audience, the target group. And then the media, that is it going to be on radio, television, newspaper, and the rest. Also frequency. How many times is it going to be aired on television or radio or in newspapers? And then the reach, the size of the people the advertiser wants to reach. Then he went on also to tell us about the role of advertising. He said the role of advertising is introducing new products available in the market, also persuading customers to buy. That is, you persuade them, you stimulate their interest to want to buy that product. Also, educating the consumers on the product and the use of the products. Also, he mentioned the public creating demands for the goods. When you advertise goods, you create demands, especially if the goods is people have the opinion that the goods are good. People tend to buy. And then developing large markets, it helps the product to develop markets. Then he went on to tell us about types of advertising. He said there is informative advertising, giving information. And then he said persuasive, that is pleading, stimulating the interest of people to buy the products. Also, he said competitive advertising. This competitive advertising is whereby you have similar goods in the market. So competitive, it will help people to know the type of goods that is available. And then he went to the mass and specific. This mass and specific advertising are whereby manufacturers of similar products come together to advertise their goods. And also method of advertising. He said there is direct advertising and indirect advertising. Now we go to assignment segments. 1, what do you understand by the term advertising? 2, mention any 3 types of advertising. And then 3, distinguish between direct and indirect method of advertising. Now we go to assignment segments. 1, what do you understand by the term advertising? 2, mention any 3 types of advertising. 3, distinguish between direct and indirect advertising. Now, our contact numbers. If you have any questions and you want to direct these answers to these questions, please, here are the numbers. Abbas Shehu, 081-0012-7508, and Zainab Abdul Karim, 080-32-84-7167. Mala Abbas Shehu, 081-0012-7508, and Zainab Abdul Karim, 080-32-84-7167. Thank you for being with us. Please stay home and stay safe. Thank you.